There are complaints from people who are either visiting the city of Bangalore or who have been staying here for some time that Kannadigas have become intolerant towards outsiders and that Kannadigas have been objecting to people who don't speak Kannada. We have to really investigate this matter. Is it actually true that Kannadigas are intolerant, Kannadigas don't want to speak to people who don't know how to speak in Kannada, or is it something else altogether? The truth of the matter is that many Kannadigas cannot speak anything but Kannada, and that is natural because they are living in Karnataka. Karnataka was basically made as a linguistic state. It is for Kannadigas, people who speak Kannada and Kannada alone. There are a lot of Kannadigas who can speak other languages. There are people who can even speak quite fluently in Hindi too. But just because a lot of Kannadigas can speak in Hindi doesn't mean that every Kannadiga can be expected to speak in English or Hindi. So what happens is that because a lot of Kannadigas can speak in English and Hindi, a lot of outsiders expect Kannadigas to speak in Hindi or English. But that may be just all right because when somebody goes to visit a state or is just planning a very short stay or is working here for just a very short time, they may not be able to learn the language because Kannada is not actually a very easy language, particularly because of the nuances. I think that also makes Kannada very special. But if you want to do business in Karnataka, if you want to deal with Kannadigas, if you want Kannadigas' money, I think it's very simple that you learn Kannada. Otherwise, you should not aspire to have any kind of truck with Kannadigas at all to begin with. If you want to settle in most of the European countries, you're expected to learn the language of the land there. And if you want to do any kind of business, if you want certain employment in those countries, you are expected to be quite proficient in reading and writing and speaking those languages. But when people come to Karnataka, of course Karnataka is part of India, but that doesn't mean that Karnataka bequeathed its right to protect its language. Karnataka has every right to protect its own language and also promote it and to some extent impose it because Kannada needs to survive, because Karnataka's identity itself is Kannada. So here the question is why people take objection to people who say Kannada gottilla. Here the matter is that if you want to do business, if you want to sell something to Kannadigas, if you want to sell a service to Kannadigas, either when you start that business that you say that you know how to deal with Kannadigas by using their language, that you have the basic proficiency, or you at least employ somebody who will conduct on your behalf. Or the government has to make a rule that anybody wanting to start business in Karnataka should at least write a test and pass in it to be able to get any kind of government protection. But you cannot say that I come and start here a business and I will speak my language, and then if Kannadigas find it uncomfortable, they can go to hell. That doesn't work at all. I think even Kannadigas, if they want to start some business in Bihar or in UP, they can't say that we just know Kannada and either you speak in Kannada to us or you can go wherever you want to. That doesn't happen. When you go to a state, if you want to do business, unless you're a tourist, you are supposed to give some respect to the language of the land. Is that a big thing? I don't think it's at all, because people can. It just takes about 6 months for an IAS or an IPS officer to learn the language of the state. And most of them really can very easily converse. It's been proven. But there are people who stay in Karnataka for more than 10 years and they quite comfortably say, Kannada gottilla. And they think that they can just get away with it. They can. It's not a crime not to speak Kannada. But if you want to deal with Kannadigas, if you want their money, if you're offering a service to them, if you want to profit from them, respect them. Is that too much to ask?